Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky has just officially broke my heart. And I had a feeling this was going to happen. Didn't know when it was going to happen, but it just happened. And frankly, it hurts, man. It really, really does. Now, I will admit I do have my theories about this episode and what I think is actually going on here, which we will talk about in this video. But I will say, having a moment like we did the episode before, and then essentially going into this episode, this most recent episode, where she essentially forgets her friends and more specifically forgets Sarano. And that was a pretty emotional thing because they kind of are walking around trying to figure things out, and they end up finding her. But the idea that she essentially doesn't know who they are is a pretty rough one. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a pretty rough idea. And, well, the idea is that the cancer came back, right? The sickness that she had essentially came back, and now she essentially does not remember the people that are in front of her, and does not remember, her best friend, doesn't remember Sarano, and it's pretty heartbreaking. I mean, I feel like I can speak for most of us when I say that if this was 100% real, like if this is gonna be the direction, right? The direction that it goes, where she essentially loses her memory because of the sickness, I think that would be insanely heartbreaking. But I also believe that there's a reason why she essentially is quote unquote forgetting who is in front of her. Now, obviously, I don't know for a fact. I'm gonna make this very clear. I don't know, like, for an absolute fact, exactly if this is true. I don't know. I haven't read the manga. I haven't read ahead. All I do is watch the anime. Now, when the anime is over, I probably would watch or read the manga and stuff like that. But as of right now, I've not read anything. I have not seen anything. But I feel like maybe a lot of us have thought about this as well. Is my theory on this is that the reason why she forgot both her best friend, Sarano, and whatever, right, everybody else, the reason why is because she's choosing to do so. Now, what I mean by that is she's legitimately acting as if she forgot them, right? And the reason why she's doing this is she feels like it would be best to separate herself from the people that she has fallen in love with, the people that she cares about so deeply. And of course, Sarano, right? Like, Sarano is somebody who not only she cares about beyond a shadow of a doubt, like loves him so much, but also knows that if she dies, right, not only will she break her own heart by leaving the man she loves, but she will also break his heart, right? Like, that is the reality of it. So I feel like she is the person to make the self-sacrifice, right? She is the person to make a self-sacrifice to essentially be like, you know what, it'd be better for them if I didn't know them, right? If they didn't know me, and they can go on with their lives, right, the way that they want to, the way that they should. But let's be honest, the reality is that you've already made a difference in these people's lives, right? You've already entered into their lives. So abruptly leaving and abruptly, taking your space and going away from them is only going to make this process hurt 10 times worse, right? 10 times freaking worse. And throughout this episode, we do see some things. We see essentially her, playing the piano with a bunch of kids. A lot of really cute and wholesome and awesome moments. And moments that essentially take her away from being around Sarano, being around her best friend, and being around other people. And it's almost like she's trying to immerse herself into something else, right? She's trying to stay happy, stay in good spirits, even though she's not going to be around the people she loves and cares about so deeply. But I will say we also see some things about her sickness, about essentially what she's gone through, with the hospitals and all that stuff. And we have those moments. But what really keens in for me personally has to be the fact that she forgot, right? Supposedly she forgot. Now, I will say I could be wrong. Like, I could be throwing something out of a wall or at a wall right now and it does not stick. And basically the whole idea is that her sickness came back and she genuinely has memory problems because of her sickness, right? But I just feel like that's not the direction we're going, right? She's a person that will, without a shadow of a doubt, would sacrifice to make sure that her friends, her loved ones, and people she cares about are safe, are happy, are all these things, right? So I could potentially see her essentially realizing, like, look, my sickness is back, my cancer is back, I'm gonna be in a bad state, I'm gonna be sick, I'm gonna be irritable, I'm gonna be a bad, like, I'm not gonna be the best friend, I'm all these things, and eventually they're gonna lose me, right? They're gonna lose me. So why not do it now? And honestly, when you look at it, it's almost like, why would you self-sabotage that way? And it doesn't make a ton of sense. But let's be honest, when we're in dire need and dire restraints and in like situations like this, sometimes the things you do don't make sense, right? Sometimes the things you do just don't 100% add up the way that you would think they would, right? And the reality is, I do believe that she feels in her heart of hearts that if she essentially separates herself from Sarano, she separates herself from her best friend, separates herself from people that she cares about, that they won't hurt as much. Because, yeah, will they hurt in the meantime? Like, like for a little bit and be sad about the fact that she doesn't remember them or whatever they're thinking? Of course, right? They're going to feel bad. They're going to feel sad. And it's going to be bad for a little bit. But it's going to save them the absolute just heartbreak that would be essentially her dying, right? Just her kicking the bucket. So she feels like I should essentially sacrifice the relationships I have now so that they can live their lives happy. And frankly, she's thinking, just because I'm sad about it doesn't mean that they won't get over it and that they won't, live their lives as to the utmost degree that they can. And Sarano can find another loved one and stuff like that, or can find someone else to fall in love with or whatever. And there are moments in this episode that you see that are potentially hints at the fact that she's actually not losing her memory. Like, there's little moments with her facial expressions and the way she acts and stuff like that where you're like, ooh, wait, maybe it's not. Maybe she isn't forgetting. Maybe she is making this self-sacrifice. But I'm gonna be honest, this episode damn broke my heart. Like, genuinely broke my heart. Like, I was sitting here like, damn, dude, like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, why does it have to happen this soon? Like, I was genuinely so sad. And even if right, I'm right, and she actually isn't forgetting them and stuff like that, it's still, the reality is she's sick again, and she's gonna go through this pain and suffering and all these things. And it's honestly such a sad freaking moment, like, just in general. And honestly, I don't know. Like, I hope I'm right that she's kind of lying about not knowing them, because that would suck, that she would just lose her memory and just not know who these people are. But yeah, my hope is that she's lying and that essentially she's going to admit to them eventually, like in the next coming episode or two, that she was scared, right? She wanted them to not worry, wanted them to essentially go on with their lives how they should, because her life is now going to be so effed up, right? It's going to be full of chemotherapy, full of doctor's visits, full of, suffering, pain, all these things. And she probably doesn't want them to suffer as well, because they're going to watch her struggle, fight, hurt, and all these things. And eventually, if she passes away and she dies, the last thing she wants is for Sarano or anybody else to be, in a bad place because of it. And I honestly think that is the whole thing. I think that is the idea or the trope that we're gonna get, is that she essentially has been lying or is lying about losing her memory and is trying to separate herself from her best friend in Sarno. But I think eventually, it's not going to take long, I don't think, but I think eventually they'll realize it, or she will outright admit that she felt this way, and she'll explain why she felt this way. And I think we'll start living life to the fullest. I think that's when Sarno will most likely confess, say how he feels about her, how much he loves her, all this stuff. And I think that's when we'll start living life to the absolute fullest and to the utmost degree, right? And now I don't know how long this is going to go, right? It could be 1 to 2 episodes. It could be the rest of the season. I don't know, right? I don't know for a fact. But that is my take on essentially what's happening and what I think is essentially occurring with Love Unseen Beneath the Clear Night Sky. But I would love to hear what you guys have to say. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with me? Do you think she actually lost her memory? Do you think she's hiding the fact that she lost her, or that she didn't lose her memory for a different reason than I said? I would love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section below. Please do me a favor. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff. I appreciate all the love and support that y'all give to these videos. And I love making them. I love these videos so much. So, yeah, with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.